the possibility of optimizing niacin to specifically boost mitochondrial NAD levels opens a promising avenue in metabolic medicine, especially given that the decline of mitochondrial function with age is tightly linked to NAD depletion. While NR and NMN are often promoted as superior for mitochondrial targeting, based largely on their salvage pathway entry points and some early preclinical evidence, there is growing interest in whether niacin, often dismissed as too blunt a tool, can be reformulated to achieve the same or better organelle-specific effects. Emerging technologies, including liposomal delivery systems and prodrug designs, suggest that niacin's potential has not been fully realized. Rather than being inherently inferior, niacin may simply need a more intelligent delivery strategy to unlock its mitochondrial utility. At a basic level, all NAD precursors, including niacin, NR, and NMN, must ultimately pass through cellular uptake, conversion, and intracellular compartmentalization to affect mitochondrial NAD levels. The key challenge is that mitochondria are relatively impermeable to NAD itself, so the cell must either import NAD precursors into the mitochondria or regenerate NAD from internal substrates via enzymes localized within the organelle. NR and NMN do not directly enter mitochondria in most contexts. Instead, they are converted to NAD in the cytosol, and recent evidence suggests that mitochondria possess their own salvage pathway enzymes, including NMNAT3, to synthesize NAD from imported NMN or NR-derived intermediates. However, this system is still inefficient and varies between tissues. Niacin, on the other hand, follows the Price-Handler pathway, being converted into nicotinic acid mononucleotide, NAM, then nicotinic acid adenine dinucleotide, NAD, and finally into NAD. This occurs mainly in the liver and immune cells, where Price-Handler enzymes are most active. The assumption has long been that niacin's conversion is too indirect for rapid mitochondrial NAD elevation. But this overlooks two key facts. First, NAD and NAD themselves may be trafficked into mitochondria in specific cell types under certain conditions, especially during inflammatory activation. Second, new delivery methods could drastically change niacin's pharmacokinetics, allowing it to reach mitochondrial compartments with greater efficiency. Liposomal delivery systems, already in use for compounds like glutathione, curcumin, and even NMN, present a promising option. Liposomes can encapsulate niacin in phospholipid bilayers, protecting it from first-pass metabolism and promoting uptake by specific tissues or even cellular organelles. Mitochondria-targeted liposomes, sometimes called metaliposomes, are engineered with specific surface markers, such as triphenylphosphonium, TPP, moieties, which drive accumulation in the mitochondria due to their high membrane potential. A niacin-loaded metaliposome could, in theory, deliver the precursor directly to or near the mitochondrial membrane, where local enzymes could complete NAD synthesis or facilitate its salvage. Though such systems are not yet in clinical use, proof-of-concept studies with other vitamins and antioxidants demonstrate feasibility. Prodrug formulations of niacin offer another intriguing approach. A prodrug is a chemically modified compound that becomes active only after enzymatic conversion within the body. If niacin were esterified or conjugated with a mitochondrial targeting ligand or metabolically cleaved in proximity to mitochondria, it might bypass systemic dilution and achieve localized NAD boosting. Some researchers have already developed NAD prodrugs that mimic this logic, such as NRH, reduced NR, and NAD esters, suggesting that niacin-based analogs could be engineered with similar principles. A mitochondria-permeable nicotinic acid prodrug, for example, could use intracellular esterases to unmask the active vitamin only once inside or near mitochondrial compartments. Furthermore, niacin's engagement with the GPR109A receptor, found on immune cells and possibly on mitochondrial membranes in specific conditions, could provide an indirect route to mitochondrial activation. GPR109A activation triggers anti-inflammatory cascades and has been linked to mitochondrial biogenesis, potentially increasing mitochondrial number and function even if local NAD levels are only moderately enhanced. This offers niacin a dual benefit, both chemical and receptor-mediated mitochondrial support, a property not shared by NR or NMN. While NR and NMN have garnered more attention for potential mitochondrial NAD replenishment, their efficacy is still subject to significant variability. In many tissues, especially the liver, NMN and NR are first converted to NEM, which must then re-enter the salvage cycle, negating much of the presumed mitochondrial targeting advantage. Studies in aging and disease models have shown that NR and NMN do not reliably elevate mitochondrial NAD, particularly when salvage enzymes are downregulated. This opens the door for alternative strategies like optimized niacin delivery to match or surpass their performance. In conclusion, niacin's perceived disadvantage in mitochondrial NAD targeting stems not from intrinsic limitations, but from historical underinvestment in advanced delivery systems. With the advent of liposomal technologies, mitochondria targeting ligands, and prodrug designs, there is every reason to believe that niacin can be refined into a highly effective organelle-specific NAD booster. When combined with its ability to bypass NEMPT, activate GPR109A, and offer anti-inflammatory benefits, niacin could become a powerful mitochondrial therapeutic, especially in contexts of immune aging, metabolic decline, and chronic inflammation. The future of mitochondrial NAD restoration may not belong solely to exotic molecules. It may well include this time-tested, underappreciated vitamin, reborn through pharmacological innovation.